So you gonna do what? I love grease. What kind of grease did you get? Grease. I hate grease. Good morning, everybody. So here we are on day 5 or 6. I don't remember what day it is, but we are back at it, and it was going to be such a good day. It was promising. We started with such vigor. So much vigor, in fact, that Rick decided he was going to go dig in that culvert real quick. Then we may or may not have hit some utilities. The cable. Now, in his defense, it was way mismarked. And it's only a foot deep, if that. So, not deep at all. That's way over there. The markings, it was running right alongside the gas. Let me see, where did I see that gas flag at? Yeah, there's your gas. All of these utilities were running right alongside each other when they were all marked originally. So there's gas. And if you look directly over that kind of tall pile right there, there's another gas flag that hasn't been touched over that pile. So all of the utilities should be like 15 feet this direction. So that's the way we're starting today. That's awfully exciting. Today's goal, obviously get the internet turned back on for the neighborhood, but other than that, we're gonna set the final course on this wall here. We're gonna go to the other side of the property, finish that retaining wall out, because the other retaining walls are all done. If the plumber wraps up here, we're gonna fill that area in and get it close. And then it's gonna start, I mean, we're really coming towards the back end. We got some hubs that are marking our grade for when our dozer comes on Friday. So we may, depending on how today goes and what tomorrow holds, we may start doing some initial grade work right up around the house, just to save us where we don't have to get that monster dozer right up against the house. But the big one today is we've got to get the retaining walls knocked out, all of the small stuff, so that we can just come in here on Thursday and Friday and just grade, and we'll have this all wrapped up by Friday. So that being said, we're gonna go deal with the utility issue. I'll meet you guys in the machine here in a minute when we figure it out. Oh, by the way, there you go, Bob's at it again, right on time. He fired up as we pulled in. Every morning, I'm sorry, Joe, Bob, I don't remember what I called him. Joe, I think it's Joe. He's consistent. So yeah, we'll catch you guys here in the machine in a minute. All right. Plumber's done, so we are backfilling. Finally. We only started this project a week ago, but we finally get to backfill it. Set the top layer on the other retaining wall. That's what we've been up to. We're gonna move to the front of the house after this, do a little retaining wall in the very front. It's, I don't know, it's gonna be like 10 or 12 block. Then we'll spend the rest of the day on this this retaining wall back here that's gonna get extended almost to the back of the property. That will take up the majority of the rest of our day. but that side of the house should be done once we finish what we're doing today. And I did grease this yet again. There's just some area that's not getting hit by grease. And it's driving me nuts. So now we're gonna go get the jumping jack, if you didn't hear that. And we're gonna try not to hit the house as we do it, because that's always the best practice, to not hit the house. Or one of the mini garages. Machine. Boy, he treats me good. It's a good thing I'm paying you hourly.
Fair enough.
All right, we're gonna let him jumping jack this, and then we'll most likely put in another lift. So I'll catch you guys here in a bit. All right, so quick update. Did the little retaining wall out there in front of the house. Rick and I both think it looks, but that's what he wants. We've got the big retaining wall on the other side done. Now we're working on completing this guy, which there isn't a ton of work to finish it. It's just it's gonna be kind of tedious, time-consuming, pain in the butt stuff. The neighbor's yard is right here, so we can't bring the skid up here. So I'm trying to shape this with the CX80 and leave us with as little handwork as possible, which is always easier said than done in these situations. But we're gonna make our best run at it. see, basically, we've got this all filled with stone here. We need to finish the stone down there, and then we're gonna grade this whole thing. Supposedly we're putting in a drain somewhere, which I don't know why. The homeowner wants it, but this sandy soil is gonna drain so well. He's so paranoid about this wall blowing out. But we've got a crap load of 6A behind it, and the soil is all sand out here. So there's not really a need for a drain, or certainly not the kind of paranoia he's got about this thing coming over. So that's what we're doing. Terrible pass. Let's try that one again. Better. So if you're familiar with golf, you know the expression drive for show, putt for dough. That's the way it is in heavy equipment operating, except it's you can hog material for show. It's this fine grading BS stuff is where you earn your keep. Honestly, this is the part of the job where I just get irritated and annoyed. This is just, it's super tedious and time consuming stuff. I very much like to hog material out. This just makes for a very long, very tiring day because it requires a lot of concentration. It's boring. But hey, here's to not bitching, right? We did figure out what the squeak is from. In fact, I'm even going to show you just because I feel like I need to defend myself, because I'm sure there's going to be comments about the squeaking. That guy right there, that's supposed to have a zerk fitting in it. It's busted off. So I can get grease all the way across that main pin, except for the ear where the thumb and the bucket all swivel. I can't get any grease in that side. So it's a rental machine. I ain't worried about it, other than the fact that it's gonna drive me insane with the squeaking. So we could take the old shit operator approach and we'll run her until the squeak stops, right? If you wear it enough, it stops squeaking. And then you don't have to worry about it. Welcome back, everybody. We are still working on grading the hill here. So we ended up adding another, oh, probably, let's look here. We added probably another 8 rocks right in this area here alongside the excavator to raise that up. That way we could pitch this whole thing back because the homeowner has his weird paranoia about the wall. And so, backfilled that was 6A, and now I'm working on grading this out so that we have a nice, lovely, beautiful swale here. And we are trying to do as little handwork as possible. So, take a little bit longer with the machine, and it's totally worth it. I went a little deep here. And it happens, you know, sometimes you just go a little deep.
That's what she said.
Look at that, just beautiful blending. Oh my Lord. I don't even know that we have to call in the landscapers. We gotta just sod right over this. Uh-oh, uh-oh, I had to say something. And I'm not gonna have to grade too much further because it starts to open up here behind me where we can get the dozer in. So my goal for today is just kind of back the wall, get it close, and then we can blow the rest in with the dozer. The dozer, which is getting here Friday morning. And yeah, that'll be a good time. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back in the dozer. It's been a while. Especially that 1150. That thing's going to be a monster on this lot, but we're going to make good time with it. I can tell you that much. Oh. Whoop, not too far. There we go. I'll just blend this down like so. And then we're just going to chase it across. So when you're grading like this in an excavator, dozer, loader, whatever the machine is, once you have an established grade, you want to cut to where the side of your bucket sticks out a little bit, and that way you know exactly where the contour is that you're trying to follow. and it's just a matter of following your own line. Now, whether you've got the skills and ability to do that or not is another thing, but if you keep that tooth showing, you can at least use it as a guide. So I'm gonna set up right about here and just start pulling, and we can see my tooth. Now, right about the time it disappears, I've already established my grade with my hands, so it's not that big of a deal if I don't see the tooth. That's a big low spot there that's a pain in the ass to track over, which is why I'm doing this. It has nothing to do with the wall. It has more to do with my comfort, because comfort is #1 for operators, baby. That's why I don't like blisters on my hands. That's not comfortable. I gotta lotion them babies up every night, put them in those white gloves so the lotion will soak into my supple skin, my hand skin overnight. That's what operating's all about. I've already gotten onto Rick because I've gotten like 4 blisters on this job, and I was told, it was sold to me as it's mostly machine work. If it's mostly machine work, how do I have so many blisters, Rick? That's what I want to know. Whoops! I turned the radio on. YouTube's gonna spank me if I put music in this that isn't royalty free. You know, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here. I'm thinking I actually need to cut the swale more in here and blend down to it, is what I'm thinking. It's just a thought, guys. I'm gonna scoop myself over here, line up with it. Kind of blend this area of the yard in, maybe. That was a terrible swipe. Woo, there it is. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's just beautiful. Oh, just kidding, that wasn't that good. I'm going to try to cut my swale right about here, I think. Problem is, first of all, I got this junk in here first. That's a pain. Secondly, my machine isn't really angled to cut the slope the other way. Turn, baby, turn. Whew. All right. So here's the edge of the swale. Let's recut it. And now we're gonna sweep this down into it. Something like that. We can dress that up with the hand tools. Starting to be able to visualize what's going on here. There's drop this down just a hair more. There we go. All right, let's back it up. So we're gonna take some of this and blend it back up in here so that's not quite as steep. But I may have taken a little bit much. Sometimes I get a little overzealous. Okay, that's all right. Now my machine's pitching the wrong way. Oh, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Alright, let me back up here. We're gonna raise this side up. Alright. That should pitch me the right way so I can shape this. Boom. Just like that. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, guys, I can play the part of the professional. Delivery is another thing entirely, but I can at least play the part. Okay, so that's coming down into my swale. Now what we'll do is we will shape this side. So I'm going to just lightly bring this down, try not to wipe out too much of the neighbor's yard. Is the goal. Just very light, very light. Like Bob Ross putting a couple rocks in his painting. We're just gonna go super light. Happy little swale. There we go. There's no mistakes, just happy accidents like yesterday when I the happy accident when I slammed the side of the truck with my bucket. That was a happy accident. It wasn't a mistake. Over a little too far, so I'm going to recut this a little bit. Oh my gosh, it's fall. Look at all the leaves, everyone. It's official. It'd help if there weren't all these rocks in here and I could just blend this nice and easy. The rocks are not making it easy at all. Okay, now we're starting to look like something. I keep hitting that button, turning my radio on. Telling you, YouTube's gonna get on to me. Alright, we'll dial that in with the hand tools just to kind of smooth that out because I can't really do it with the machine. Not with the way I'm sitting. some more of the fun you get to have in an excavator. It's super tight in here. There's utilities all over. The well's right here. All of the other good things we were dealing with. So we're just trying to get this relatively close to where it needs to be, so that when the concrete guys come in here, it's not a tremendous amount of work for them. And it's too tight to get the skid in here, so I get to do it with this. Rick's working on backfilling that wall that I was grading. We did get the rest of the block laid. In fact, give me just a second and we'll cat over there and I'll show you. But I want to get around this well real quick, because I'm not a fan of working around the well and the utilities and our drain lines and everything else that we've managed to jam pack in this tight little area here. This way so we don't smack the detached garage. So yeah, there's our wall. That's where we're gonna end it. Everything is gonna get backfilled behind there and then slope down towards the neighbor's yard so the swale carries the water off. We're putting a drain in because we've got the extra paranoia of the owner. So yeah, we're getting there. This is coming together real quick. This is actually extra rock out here. We gotta figure out what we're gonna do with that. Might be taking some home. But now we are down to pretty much just grading everything and getting it relatively close. Which is why I'm up here, because I can't really help backfill. So while Rick does that, I'm gonna just dress this up a little bit. Try not to take down the painter's ladder. Hopefully there's no painter on it. To throw some of this. I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but we're going to try to throw some of this in this corner here without hitting anything. Like the well, or the utilities, or the drains, or everything else, the air conditioner. With a swing. Just gotta be careful. Just gotta be careful. God, I love the squeak. It's so good. Alright guys, the GoPro ran out of battery, so we are going to vlog on my massive camera. This is a Sony A7, which if you're unfamiliar with cameras, this is like a full-blown, like, take big, beautiful pictures camera. So I have no idea, I can't see the screen to see if I've even pointed it out myself, so we're gonna give this one a shot. Anyway, let's talk about the job. Busy day today. We wrapped up a lot of stuff, so we're on top of the finished retaining wall up here. And you can see we've got this close enough that we can get it with hand tools, and then we will dress that up with the dozer on Friday. We'll probably get the skid in here tomorrow, get it a little closer, but for the most part this is going to be dozer work in here. We're going to blow in quite a bit of material. And it occurs to me you probably can't hear me very well because I have my big fuzzy microphone up top, so the wind noise shouldn't be an issue. Because I actually have my windscreen on this microphone. The whole other camera aspect is what I'm worried about because I can't see anything. So, there's the wall from the bottom. Isn't that beautiful? Comes all the way out here, and that's where we're going to end it. We do have a little trench left that is going to tie in with the drain behind the wall. Let's see. Yeah, you can see it right there. So the edge drain right there, we're going to tie on with hard pipe and pipe that back behind me over my shoulder here so that it will daylight off the property. What else did we do? We finished the wall on the far side. You're not going to notice as much because we were pretty dang close on that anyway. And then obviously you guys have followed along today while I dressed this area up. So instead of there being massive trenches everywhere, we've got it halfway graded out. And it's, again, not perfect because this whole area out here is going to be concrete. So we're not going to get super technical. We're not going to get real close. We're just roughing it in. They're going to take the old air conditioner out, concrete pad all the way, and then he'll bring back the HVAC guy and get that put back in. Oh yeah, while we're here, the stairs, got those switched around, pulled the two end pieces in to kind of pinch it a little better. That turned out nice. So we are really to a point tomorrow. We will spend, I don't know, the majority of the day probably tidying up around the walls, tidying up around the house. Everything that the dozer is not going to be able to do really easily, we will do with the skid steer. And that way when the dozer comes on Friday, we're just gonna blow it in. I'll hit the 1150 as soon as it drops, which we're expecting it probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I requested that we be the first drop in the morning. And I'm just gonna say, I'm probably gonna eat my words, but I'm just gonna say I can have this whole lot graded by probably 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Cocky, yeah, a little bit. But we're getting 1150 on this little lot. It's not a little lot, but for an 1150 it's a little lot. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm a halfway decent dozer operator, so I'm hoping we can knock it out by 2 o'clock. And then it's just a little cleanup work with the skid steer and we're out of here. Until we come back to landscape possibly. That's the other thing we're gonna work on. Rick's gonna submit a bid to this guy on what we would charge to landscape. And we might be back here in 2 weeks to landscape it. So that wraps up tonight's video. As much as I would love to give you a drone overview of what we've done, I'm gonna save it for Friday when you can see the whole thing finished. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to ruin it for you. So I am excited to show you, but not yet. Be patient, be patient. So that being said, you guys have a good evening and we'll talk to you tomorrow.